weeks snow in about 3 weeks. Anyway, if that's actually what happens, if spring actually does begin, you heard it here first. But I usually am wrong on forecast. A couple of real quick additional announcements to what's scrolling through the announcement boards. The funeral for Jesse Love will be on Tuesday. The visitation, everything is going to happen right here at church. Visitation starts at 1, funeral at 2. And just if you can pray for that family and support that family. In a few minutes, we're going to pray a special prayer for the folks in the Ukraine. And when we do that, it'll include prayer for leadership, because if leadership will be wise, maybe these kinds of things can conclude quickly. But certainly God has it all on the time schedule, whatever God is doing. But we're going to pray for the folks in the Ukraine, and when we do that, we will mention specifically also the brothers and sisters that we have in the Ukraine. You'd be surprised at the connections that we have in this area with the Ukraine. We've got a pastor at Franklin that has taught in the Ukraine. We've got some people that have been to the Ukraine on trips. Master singers of Arkansas have been to the Ukraine. So we've got a lot of connections here in Arkansas with that country. Real quick announcement on tonight, Teen Kids, meal at 5:30. Hey, listen, it's a banquet every time we eat, because our cooks are the best cooks in the universe, period. And I'm not stretching that. Right? So, if you'd like to eat with us at 5:30, then at 6 o'clock, from 6 o'clock to around 6:25 or so, we do music with the kids downstairs. You're welcome to stay for that. And then at 6:30, that's not the announcement I need to see. They're just scrolling through. Don't listen to me, Weston. Forget me. He goes thumbs up. I won't listen to you. But at 6:30 or so, back in the back room that we use for our youth, it's very comfortable. There's a little refrigerator. And adults, if you have got to have a Mountain Dew, you go right ahead and get it, okay? If it's just something you got to have. But I'm inviting all the adults. I mean, from our oldest to our youngest, our married couples will especially benefit from what we're seeing on the video right now. Right now, media streams right into our church. We have two of the leading people in the country as experts on marriage and relationships. Les and Leslie Parrott, they have to be married. And the next two sessions tonight are really super good. So if you can be here for that, I think you'd get blessed greatly. And adults, after you see those videos, you can talk about what you've seen. And if you do that, one of the things I'd like to ask you to do, because they're really specifically focused on marriage and how to make the best marriage that you can possibly have. And the title is Time-Starved Marriage. And everybody knows how crazy it is with time and getting everything done. But also, this is great information for how a church can become as relational as it possibly can. Because you guys are my friends. I hope you think I'm your friend, but I'm y'all's friend. You're my friend, right? Well, how do friends do what friends do? Well, strange as it may seem, the advice that's given to married couples is also great advice for people in the same church family. It's just really super good stuff. So while the kids are downstairs getting a lesson and playing games, if you would like to greatly benefit and grow, come check out Les and Leslie Parrott. And that happens tonight at 5:30. Deacons and young fellows, you guys are going to meet at 11 o'clock or so, give or take a few minutes. And then the other announcements that are scrolling through, I think pretty much are self-explanatory for this coming up week. Is there anything I have forgotten? Okay, so are y'all ready to worship? We're going to sing a little, then we're going to pray a little, then I'm going to preach a little. All right? And then we'll sing one more time. And when we sing that last time, we call it an invitation. An invitation is an opportunity to make a decision public. We make decisions every single time we gather together as a church family. You'll make decisions today. And if you would like to make something public, such as, I have accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, I'd like the world to know that. I want to follow Jesus' teachings, and I want to be physically water baptized to show what's happened in my life spiritually. That's a commandment that the Lord's given us. I want to ask for help. I need prayer right now, support. I need the church to really be focused on helping me because I've got a lot of really tough stuff to deal with in the next couple of days. You might want to make an announcement like that. Anything that you'd like to share with, or you might just want to say, I want to come up here and I want to talk a little bit. You know what? I'd let you. That'd be great. And if you just want to share something that God's put on your heart. So that invitation at the end of the service is one of the most powerful times that we have as a church family, as we gather on the Lord's Day, to glorify and honor Jesus Christ. So be thinking about that, and take it away, Michael.
Right, every highway, everybody done these jobs, so everybody's back out. 204, 204.
we have anybody singing a special today? Jennifer, that was incredible. I thought about asking you to sing one every single Sunday, but I figured that would be a little too much to put on you. That was a great special last Sunday. What if you've never sung a special before? Like Daryl's never sung a special before. Right, Daryl? Oh, Daryl. If you ever want to, we are family here, and we would love for you to do that someday. In other words, everybody's invited. Larry Leeslop will break out a special one of these days. You just never know. Blake's probably got a good voice. Right? Maybe not. Maybe so. Just never know. Well, today, before we get started in our message, and our message has a little bit of flavor to it concerning what's called eschatology.